Hi guys, this is Emily from Nobel Novels and welcome to today's videos. This is the 20 questions to get to know me tag. Now, I think most of you will be able to predict most of the answers to this. So, I'm going to set you a challenge. As I'm going through this, every a prompt at a time, I'm going to do it. Sorry, I'm looking at my books. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds between the prompt and the answer, to see if you can write down what you think my answer is going to be. You don't have to do this is purely fun. And I want to know how many of these prompts you guys got right and see how well you guys know me, because I think you all know me very well, especially people like Gaia, Gemma, Chloe. If you're watching this, I think you would predict a lot of these answers. And my booktube, so my booktube besties, Charlie, I know you're going to watch it. You're going to know. So let's see how you do. I am desperate to know. So actually, I'll see if I've got time. If I've got time, I'll write down the prompt. But if not, yeah, just enjoy yourself. I was checked to do this by the lovely Keir from the Keir the Scrivener. Sorry it's taken me so long to do. And let's get down to this. This won't be a long video. Also. So, first one. How many books is too many books in a series? Well, a series is any books over 3. So, what do you think is my answer? 5. I think 5 is a good one. Is anything more than 5 is too many. Because 5, I think up to 4, and then you just gets a bit losing. Personally, I think 3 books in a series is fine. You get a bit more than that, you get a bit lost. So, that's my answer. Next ones. How do you feel about cliffhangers? Do you guys think that I like them, or do you not? Let's think. No, I don't like them. Unless I find them quite struggling, because it makes me want to pick up the book even more. And if I've got to wait a whole year for it on a cliffhanger, I'm screaming at the end of the book, and I'm going. And authors obviously take about a year to go from one book to the next. Several times with the Curse of the Dark and Lonely series, I was screaming at the end, and the fact that I then had to wait a whole year to get the answers, I was getting quite anxious and desperate to buy the book. And as I've well discovered, when I've tried to pre-order a book from Amazon that is a Bridget Kemner book, I am going to be later. If I'm pre-ordering it, it's probably going to come to me later than ordering it. So, lesson learned, don't try and pre-order Bridget Kemner again. This one is going to be dead easy, the next one. Hardcover or paperback? Paperback, easily. I love hardcovers. I think they look pretty. They look gorgeous, but I am so scared of breaking the spine. I am so frightened of hurting them. I struggle. And they also take up a lot more room on my shelves. So hardbacks look the prettiest, but in general, I would prefer to buy paperback. The next one's number 4. You're all going to guess this. What's my favourite book ever? Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Wuthering Heights. It's my favourite book. As you guys will be hearing in the next week or 2, we are putting our announcement videos up for our month-long read along of this, which I'm going to be running with, let's tell you now, you can sneaky peek on this, Kate Howe, Gemma, and Melissa from Blatantly Bookish, and then we've got another colleague, but I cannot remember her name, and I think the musical book one, the lady from that, she's doing it as well. So we're all hosting that. But this is my beautiful copy. Yes, I know I just answered the question of paperback or hardback, but this is just, I've realised I've showed it upside down. This is stunning. I got given this by Becca from Becca's Bookshelves, and this is just like the most gorgeous copy of the book I've ever seen, and I'm going to be very delicately reading this for my read along. Yeah, you guys would have predicted the answer to that. Least favourite book. This one I think is going to be harder. But I'm going to tell you a book that I physically threw in the bin last year. So see if any of you can guess that this year. The Woman Who Went to Bed for a Year by Sue Townsend. I threw that book in the bin. I did not like it. I hated it. It was not even a DNF because I was buddy reading it with Gaia. But I friggin' hated it. It went in the bin because I did not want any more people reading it. And I do not like book shaming, so not going to go on about it anymore. That was it. Love triangles, yes or no? I don't like them. I find them challenging. It's got in the affair concept. It's about beating with the wrong people. Just no. It's not a big no, like some of the other answers, but it's a no. I do not like them. The most recent book you couldn't finish. That was the last... No, any of you that would have seen my last wrap up would have known the answer to this. That's The Last Letter to Istanbul by Lucy Foley. Sorry, Berna, I know Berna liked it. I didn't. I'm sorry. A book you're currently reading? Well, that's going to be hard. I wouldn't expect any of you to get that answer right. But that was the one that I'm currently reading at the moment that should be currently reading. I'm having to be careful because I'm thinking a book that I'm currently reading when this video comes out. I think I should be currently reading this when it comes out because it's a buddy read. The Long Weekend by Veronica Henry, which I'm reading with Laura from the Book Blubber. Loving it. I only started this last night because I'm recording this on the 24th of August. So that'll give you a bit of a sneaky peek. Yeah. Good old Veronica Henry. Good old summer book. Loved it. The last book you would recommend to someone. Now this is going to be another tricky one because you guys know I recommend quite a lot of books. But the last book, I'm thinking the very last book is one I've recently finished. You would have seen it on my try chapter. And I actually recommended it to you, Gemma. Queenie Malone's Paradise Hotel. Now, I didn't like Sally Red Shoes very much. I found the other book, the book, The Lost and Keeper Found, but the Book of Lost Man, whatever. The one I read with Chloe wasn't as good as this. But this was friggin' amazing. It's got so many amazing things packed into it. It's one I'm going to be giving to Gemma as a gift because I love Gemma. I love all of you, but you know what I mean. And it's beautiful and it's brilliant. It's got LGBTQ plus rep in it. It's got some fantastic diverse characters in it. It's got 2 timelines, which I love. It's got families in it. It's got motherhood in it. It's brilliant. Loved it. Oldest book you read, publication date. I couldn't think. I struggled. So I have cheated a little bit. Let's see if you can guess this one. I'm actually going to go with Jane Austen's best works, which is Sense and Sensibility. Thought I'd go with that. I've only recently read it. It's one of our earliest ones. You guys, if you guys know that I've got the raw answer to that one wrong, please feel free to comment it below because I may well have got that answer wrong. I may well have read something older, but you guys know what I read. Let me know if I've read anything older than that. Let me know. Newest book you've read, publication date. This one I think you should know. A book that I picked up, book that I read quickly, The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. Just bloody read this with Ange from Angie's Book Chatter. And sneaky peek to my wrap up, I freaking loved it. 5 stars all the way. Ange and me both loved it. Beth O'Leary writes amazingly books. She writes fantastic, strong characters. I'm not going to tell you too much about this book because it will be in my wrap up, but oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. Sorry, no one else is ever having this. This is mine and I loved it. I want to reread all of her works when I get the black show back from my sister. But yeah, absolutely loved that. Favourite author? Let's see if you guess. There's a few answers. There's a few favourites. I've got a few favourites. My favourite probably ever, because it's the only author I've read all of their work. Page 2. Yes, she's the only author that I've read every single of her adult work. I've not read her YA books, but I've read every single one of her adult books. Her most recent book that I loved, I could have given that as an answer to a book I've recently recommended to someone. It's brilliant. And now I know that one of my friends from the lovely Red Dot Reads, I told her about this book. She read it and she loved it and she cried as well. So, yes, Nikki, you liked it. I reckon it's brilliant. Gotta read it. Now you're gonna laugh at some of these. Buying books or borrowing books? Buying, obviously. I love buying books. That way I can decide if I want to keep it or not. Because if I borrow them and then sometimes I borrow a book and then I go, I want to keep it, I want my own copy, so it ends up costing me more because I end up reading a book. Anyway, a book you dislike but everyone else seems to love. I struggled on this one, so I've kind of gone, see what you think. I'm going to go with Ethan Frome because a lot of people loved it by Edith Wharton, but I didn't. So I'm going to go with that as the answer to that. You'll know the answer to the next one. Bookmarks or dog-eared pages? Bookmarks all the way. I love bookmarks. I've got a gorgeous little bookmark that works bookmarks. I love them. I need to go and get some more work bookmarks actually. I need some more. Got a big stack of them up there, but I love them. A book you can always reread. You'll predict this. I obviously can't use a book that I've already shown you. Yeah, had to be in here somewhere, didn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna read. I've read this twice at least. I think I'm going to read it this year as well because I loved it. Now, so no more books for these. Can you read while listening to music? No, because I'm probably going to sound a bit of a freaky person, but when I'm reading, I read people's voices in my head. I can imagine what they're sounding like when they're talking. I don't want any distractions. I can listen to, I can have the TV on in the background, but I don't like music in general. No. One point of view, POV, or multiple POVs, points of view. I used to really struggle with that breaking down energy, whatever it's called. Multiple. I like multiple. I like hearing different people's opinions on things. I like different voices. Like I said, I like hearing things. I like knowing what other people are thinking in different situations because every situation can be read differently. So I like that. I like multiples. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? Sometimes I can read a book in one sitting if I've got no kids or a book is short. In general, if I'm being honest, I like to read over multiple days because because I'm quite a fast reader, I like to really absorb a book, which is why I love buddy reads, because it makes me stop, think, absorb, really take my time in a book, not miss things. I was saying to my sister that the thing I loved about buddy reading this was Ange. Obviously I love Ange with every bit, she's an amazing lady. But I think the fact that I had to buddy read it over about a week and I had to read it slowly made me absorb more of it and made me really think about it more. Took my time and really loved it. So that's my answer. Over multiple days is the answer. Next, number 20. Who do you tag? Well, I could tag any of you. You're all tagged. But specific channels I'm going to shout out to tag because I really want to know their answers. Obviously, and also this is a bit of a cheat because I've spoken about them in the video and now I'm going to mention them. And because obviously I've spoken about her, that way when you're looking at who I'm tagging, you won't know that I've already been talking about them. If some of you look at the comments and who I've tagged, who I've mentioned, you know. And Laura, Tori, spoken about her, and actually an extra one, Maria from MH Books, because I think she would be interesting. Gemma, you don't do tags. I'm not tagging you, but if you want to do it because I love you. Anyway, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.